So this is just a quick video. If you've got problems with your Fox Frontier bivvy, this will apply to any model. Mine is the XD. Eventually your pole elastics will wear out and snap, which you can see here. So all you do, because you can't actually just buy an elastic and thread it through, so you unscrew with an Allen key the bottom pole, you unscrew the Allen key on the top pole, and the two poles just thread out of the material. This is where it starts to get a bit tricky. Ideally, a vise is needed, because the end caps, like this, that fit onto, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so please bear with me. Basically, the plastic connector threads down to here and it's riveted in. I'll show you on the one I haven't taken off yet. You see there's a rivet just there. So what you have to do is drill that rivet out using a 5mm drill bit. Once you've drilled it out, you then put this into the vise, tighten up, not so it's tight so it's grabbing the pole, but it just gives you leverage to then whack it back so the end cap falls off. Once that's done, now unfortunately I can't tell you the sizes of these because these are just things I found in my workshop, but basically you have these little metal caps which is going to hold your new elastic in place, and then I found these little grommet screws like so. Again, unfortunately I can't tell you the size of them. And then the idea is you buy some new elastic off Amazon. It's cheap as chips. I've ordered, because it's the smallest one I can get in length, 10 meters of 6mm, and it's called bungee cord or elastic cord. Then I'll put it through the hole, tie a knot. That will then pull up through here, and it will actually lock into place, because there is, although you're not going to be able to pick up on camera, there is a lip inside there. Once you've done that, you then put that back on. These grommet screws fit perfectly where the rivets were, so you can then screw those back in there. You then take the next one, pull the elastic through, exactly the same process, put the little grommet holder on place, put it under tension and tie a knot. What you've then got is new elastic, and I will show you that once I've completed the job. So what I've purchased, just so you know, is, you don't need obviously 10 meters, but 6mm. That's the thickness of the bungee elastic that you need. These are your two end caps off the poles. Simply tie a knot, and what I do is just burn the edge. You can't really pick up on camera, just so it creates like a seal to stop it slipping. Thread the first cap on, that will then thread through the second one, put it under tension, tie a knot in. Once that's done, I will just mention, you'll also, I found these just in one of my toolboxes within the workshop, but if you're drilling the hole out with a 5mm drill bit, then these little grub screws also are 5mm, and they will do the job. So you'll need 4 of those. Because obviously this elastic's not running right the way down through the pole, you don't need it to do that. Where you tie a large knot, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, when you put the cap back on, it's not getting in focus, hang on a second, bear with me. When you put the cap back on, because it's got now an elasticated knot, it won't line back up with the hole. So what you need to do is take that off, and then with a junior hacksaw, cut a small amount off that. So when you push this back on, you're not affecting the length of the pole because it's just where the cap sits. So everything will be the same, but you just want to cut enough off so you then match up these 2 holes for the grub screw, which I'm going to do now. So now that I've hacksawed a small amount of the tubing off, the cap then pushes back into place, and then I've used the grub screw, which is where the old rivet used to be, which goes in there. So that is now fixed on. Now I've got to connect the other end. You want to cut off only a small slither, about 10-12mm off the end. Make sure you just use a file to smooth off any edges, and then use a round file just to smooth off inside there as well. So to show you the end result, now that I put it all back together, and again apologies, I'm trying to do this one-handed, but hopefully you can see that's the new elastic now. That's all fixed in. So then that literally, when you go to put it together, that just slots into place. And if you look under here, that's the grub screw, which is nice and flush. Same on that side there. And that's job done. Hope this video helps.